The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Introduction. Let me ask you something. How different would your life feel if money was no longer a constant source of stress? Imagine waking up knowing every dollar you earn works for you, not against you. Imagine living without the crushing weight of debt, without the anxiety of unexpected expenses, and without that sinking feeling at the end of every month when the money runs out before the bills do. If that sounds like the life you've been chasing, then this video is for you. Today, I'm walking you through The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, the same life-changing plan that has helped millions of people around the world ditch debt, take back control, and build lasting financial peace. Dave Ramsey's system isn't about overnight success or risky investments. It's about discipline, proven principles, and a clear, practical roadmap to financial freedom. By the end of this video, you'll understand his powerful 7-step process to get out of debt, save for emergencies, invest for the future, and ultimately live the life you deserve, free from financial chains. You'll also hear real-life examples, practical tips, and motivational insights to keep you fired up along the way. So, whether you're drowning in debt or just ready to get intentional with your money, stick around, because your total money makeover starts right now. Section 1. The Total Money Makeover Mindset. If you want to win with money, it doesn't start with numbers. It starts with your mindset. You see, most people believe that handling money is all about math, spreadsheets, and complicated financial jargon. But the truth is, personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. That means your biggest obstacle isn't your income, your bills, or even your debt. It's your thinking. Until you change your mindset, your money will never change. The problem is, we've been conditioned to believe some dangerous money myths. We live in a culture where debt is considered normal. From car loans to credit cards to student loans, everywhere you look, people are drowning in payments. And society tells us that's just the way life works. We're taught that financing everything from a new phone to a vacation is perfectly acceptable, even smart. But here's the harsh reality. Debt isn't normal. It's not a tool. It's a trap. If you're serious about transforming your financial future, the first step is rejecting those lies. You have to stop believing that debt is just part of life. You have to accept that true financial freedom is possible, but only if you're willing to take complete responsibility for your money decisions. No more blaming the economy. No more pointing fingers at your job, your upbringing, or your circumstances. Your financial situation is your responsibility, and the good news is you have the power to change it. Changing your mindset starts with recognizing that the way most people handle money is broken. Think about it. How many people do you know living paycheck to paycheck, stressed about bills, with no savings and a mountain of debt? That's the normal path. But normal is broke. You weren't created to live that way. You were made for more. Dave Ramsey often says, if you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. What does that mean? It means being willing to think differently, act differently, and manage your money differently, so that down the road you can enjoy a level of freedom most people never experience. Let me tell you a real-life story that perfectly illustrates the power of a mindset shift. Meet Sarah. Just a few years ago, Sarah was drowning in over $80,000 of debt. She had student loans, credit card balances, a car payment, and medical bills piling up. She was working hard, but every month felt like she was running in place, earning money only to hand it right back to creditors. It was exhausting, demoralizing, and left her feeling stuck. For years, Sarah believed the same myths most of us hear. Debt is just part of adulthood. You'll always have a car payment. There's no way to pay for school without loans. But one day, she heard about the total money makeover, and something clicked. For the first time, she realized those beliefs were lies, and that debt wasn't a life sentence. Sarah made a decision that changed everything. She took responsibility for her financial mess. No more excuses. No more denial. She committed to learning, applying Dave Ramsey's principles, and changing the way she thought about money. It wasn't easy. She had to say no to things, work extra hours, and make sacrifices. But within 4 years, Sarah paid off every single debt. She built an emergency fund, started investing, and today, she's living proof that with the right mindset, total financial transformation is possible. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's the story of millions who've walked the same path. The only difference between those stuck in financial chaos and those who achieve financial peace is mindset. Your thinking shapes your behavior, and your behavior shapes your results. Here's the challenge I want to leave you with. Are you ready to stop believing money lies and start rewriting your financial story? Are you willing to reject the myths that keep people broke and embrace a mindset of responsibility, discipline, and hope? Your total money makeover starts in your mind long before it shows up in your bank account. I want you to take a moment right now and reflect. What beliefs about money have been holding you back? Maybe you've thought, "I'll always be broke," or "debt is unavoidable," or "I'm just not good with money." Those lies end today. From this moment forward, you are in control. You are capable. You are ready to change. In the next sections, we're going to walk through the exact steps to build your emergency fund, eliminate debt, save for your future, and create lasting financial freedom. But none of those steps will work unless you first believe you can do this. So, make the decision right now to shift your mindset, to stop settling for broke, and to start living like no one else. Your new financial future starts today, and it begins with how you think. Are you ready? Let's keep going. Section 2. The danger of debt. Let's talk about one of the greatest enemies to your financial future: debt. Debt is everywhere. It's normalized, glorified, even marketed as a tool for success. Credit cards promise rewards. Car dealerships push easy monthly payments. Student loans are called an investment in your future. But here's the truth that most people never hear. Debt is the enemy, and as long as you're in debt, you will stay broke. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If it's all going right back out the door to lenders, banks, and credit card companies, you're working hard for nothing. Debt steals your income, and when your income is tied up in payments, you lose your ability to build wealth. Think about that. Every dollar going toward interest is a dollar that could have been invested in your future, saved for emergencies, or used to create opportunities for your family. But debt doesn't just steal your money. It robs your peace, your confidence, and your freedom. Many people live with constant financial stress and wonder why life feels so overwhelming. The car loan, the credit card bill, the student loan statement, they all pile up, suffocating your options and your energy. Instead of building wealth, you're building payments. Instead of creating security, you're creating stress. Here's what you need to understand. Debt doesn't have to be part of your life. You weren't born to live under a mountain of payments. You weren't created to work just to stay afloat. You have the power to break free. But it starts with facing the truth. The first practical step in conquering debt is awareness. You can't defeat what you won't define. That means it's time to face the numbers. I challenge you to sit down, grab a pen and paper, or a spreadsheet, and list every single debt you have. Credit cards, personal loans, car loans, student loans, medical bills. Write them all down. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't avoid it. Face it. It might be uncomfortable, but awareness brings power. When you see the numbers in front of you, something changes. You stop hiding and you start fighting. I want to share a story that perfectly illustrates how dangerous debt can be and how powerful it is to face the truth and take action. Meet Mark and Jessica, a young couple who thought they were doing everything right. They both had college degrees, good jobs, and they were climbing the career ladder. But behind closed doors, their financial life was a mess. They had over $95,000 in debt. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, and even a few personal loans they had taken out for emergencies. They justified it all. Everyone has student loans, they said. We need reliable cars for work. It's just a credit card. We'll pay it off eventually. But as the debt grew, so did their stress. The monthly payments kept increasing, and even though their combined income was decent, they felt like they were drowning. One night, after yet another argument about money, they hit their breaking point. Mark pulled up their bank statements and laid it all out. They added up every debt, every payment, every dollar wasted on interest. The total was staggering. Over $95,000 owed, and hundreds of dollars each month just disappearing to creditors. That was the moment they realized debt wasn't just holding them back. It was robbing them blind. Mark and Jessica decided enough was enough. They dove into the total money makeover, learned the debt snowball method, and got intentional. They sold unnecessary stuff, picked up extra jobs, cut their lifestyle to the basics, and attacked their debt with intensity. It wasn't easy. They made sacrifices, skipped vacations, and said no to things their friends could afford. But within 3 years, they paid off every penny of that $95,000 debt. Today, they're completely debt-free. No credit card payments, no car loans, no student loans. Their income is finally theirs to keep, to save, to invest, and to use for their future. Their stress is gone. Their marriage is stronger. And most importantly, they've experienced what true financial freedom feels like. That's the power of breaking free from debt. But you can't do it if you keep believing the lie that debt is normal, that payments are just part of life. You have to see debt for what it really is, the enemy. It keeps you broke, stressed, and stuck. So let me challenge you. What would your life look like without a single debt payment? Close your eyes and imagine it. No more credit card bills eating away at your paycheck. No more car payments draining your bank account. No more sleepless nights worrying about how you'll make ends meet. Instead, your income is yours to control. You can save. You can invest. You can give generously. You can create options for your family and build a future filled with peace, not payments. It all starts with a decision. The decision to stop seeing debt as normal and to start treating it as the enemy. The decision to face your numbers, create a plan, and fight your way to freedom. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to be stuck in debt forever. But nothing changes until you decide you're done living this way. Section 3. Baby Step 1. $1,000 Emergency Fund. Now that you understand the mindset shift and recognize that debt is the enemy, it's time to take your first actionable step toward financial freedom. The famous Baby Step 1. Save $1,000 as fast as humanly possible for your starter emergency fund. Let me be real with you. Life will throw surprises your way. The car breaks down. The fridge stops working. The kids get sick. The moment you decide to get intentional with your money, Murphy's Law seems to kick in. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. The question is, will you be prepared? Most people answer life's emergencies with more debt. A flat tire? Swipe the credit card. Unexpected medical bill? Finance it. But when you handle emergencies with debt, you're not solving a problem. You're creating a bigger one. That's why the very first step of the Total Money Makeover is building a small but powerful emergency fund of $1,000 as quickly as possible. It's not a fortune, but it's enough to protect you from turning every inconvenience into a financial disaster. You see, when you have cash set aside for life's curveballs, you eliminate one of the biggest reasons people stay trapped in the debt cycle: unexpected expenses. Instead of falling deeper into debt when life happens, you handle the problem with cash and keep moving forward. I know some of you are thinking, there's no way I can save $1,000 quickly. I'm barely getting by. But let me tell you, countless people with tighter budgets, lower incomes, and tougher situations have done it. It's not about convenience, it's about sacrifice, hustle, and focus. So how do you save $1,000 fast? You get scrappy, you get intense, you sell things, work extra hours, cut expenses, and do whatever it takes to stack up that emergency fund. Look around your house. What can you sell? Old electronics, furniture, clothes, tools. If it's collecting dust, it can collect cash. Next, look for ways to earn extra. Deliver food, babysit, mow lawns, freelance, or pick up weekend shifts. It doesn't have to be forever, just long enough to hit that $1,000 target. And listen, this isn't about saving for months on end. Baby step 1 is designed to be fast, a sprint, not a marathon. You want to knock this out quickly so you can focus on destroying debt, knowing you've got a safety net in place. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates the power of having that emergency fund ready. Meet James, a young father working a modest job, trying to provide for his family. He heard about the Total Money Makeover and decided to dive in. His first mission? That $1,000 emergency fund. James hustled hard. He sold his gaming console, picked up weekend shifts at a warehouse, and cut back on eating out. Within 6 weeks, he had his $1,000 saved and tucked away. Just 2 months later, his car broke down on the way to work. Normally, that would have been a disaster. A swipe of the credit card, more debt, more stress, but not this time. James dipped into his emergency fund, paid cash for the repairs, and kept moving forward without adding a single dollar of debt. That moment changed everything for him. It wasn't just about the money. It was the confidence of knowing he had control, the peace of facing an emergency and not panicking, and the momentum of realizing he was capable of taking control of his financial future. Imagine how that would feel for you. Picture the next time life throws a curveball, and instead of reaching for a credit card, you calmly pull from your emergency fund, handle the problem, and stay on track. No stress, no debt, just progress. But it starts with making the decision that you will save that first $1,000. Fast. It doesn't matter where you're starting from, how small your income feels, or how big your obstacles seem. You have the power to hustle, sacrifice, and make it happen. Here's your challenge. How quickly can you hustle and save your first $1,000? Can you sell enough in a weekend? Can you pick up extra shifts and knock it out in a month? Could you turn clutter into cash and hit that goal faster than you think? I know it won't be easy, but I promise you, it's worth it. That emergency fund is your first step toward breaking the cycle of debt, toward peace of mind, and toward building a future where you control your money instead of your money controlling you. Section 4. Baby Step 2. The Debt Snowball. Now that you've hustled and saved your $1,000 emergency fund, you've built your first line of defense against life's unexpected moments. But the real battle for financial freedom starts now, with Baby Step 2, the Debt Snowball. This is where your total money makeover kicks into high gear, and you start attacking your debt with focused, relentless intensity. Let me tell you something up front. The debt snowball isn't just a strategy. It's a mindset shift. It's about more than numbers on paper. It's about building confidence, momentum, and proving to yourself that you can win with money. So, what is the debt snowball? Simple. List all your debts, except your mortgage, from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rates. That means credit card balances, car loans, personal loans, student loans, everything. You ignore the interest rates for now and focus purely on balance amounts. The smallest debt goes at the top of the list, the largest at the bottom. Once you've got your list, you attack that smallest debt with everything you've got. Minimum payments continue on all other debts, but any extra money, whether from side gigs, selling stuff, tax refunds, or budgeting adjustments, goes straight to that smallest debt. You hit it hard. You sacrifice. You hustle. And when it's gone, you celebrate. But you don't stop there. You take the money you were using to pay off the first debt and roll it into the next smallest one. That's the snowball effect. As each debt falls, your payment power grows larger, your momentum builds, and your belief in yourself skyrockets. It's not always mathematically perfect, but it's behaviorally powerful. And personal finance is mostly behavior, not math. Why not focus on interest rates? Because paying off debt is emotional. If math were the solution, no one would be in debt. But people stay trapped because they lose motivation. The debt snowball gives you quick wins. Those little victories energize you. They keep you moving. And before you know it, the snowball grows, the debts fall, and you're closer to freedom than ever before. Let me share a real-world story to show you how this works. Meet the Hernandez family, Maria and Luis, a hardworking couple with 2 kids. They were $50,000 deep in debt. Credit cards, student loans, car loans, and personal loans. It felt overwhelming. Every month, their paychecks vanished into a pile of payments, and they felt trapped. They stumbled upon the Total Money Makeover, and something clicked. They decided to give the debt snowball a try. They listed all their debts, smallest to largest. 1. Credit card 1, $450 2. Medical bill, $1,200 3. Credit card 2, $3,800 4. Car loan, $12,500 5. Student loans, $32,000. It felt daunting, but they committed. They cut expenses, picked up extra work, sold anything they didn't need, and threw every spare dollar at the smallest debt, the $450 credit card. Within a month, it was gone. That small victory fueled them. They tackled the $1,200 medical bill next, gone in 3 months. By the time they reached the $3,800 credit card, they were on fire. Their snowball was growing. The payments from the first 2 debts rolled into the next, making their attack even stronger. With each win, their belief in themselves and their future grew. It wasn't easy. There were sacrifices, fewer dinners out, delayed vacations, side hustles on weekends. But in just under 3 years, Maria and Luis wiped out all $50,000 of their debt. Today, they're debt-free, except for their mortgage, and finally keeping their income. They've got peace, options, and hope for their financial future. The best part? They didn't start with fancy financial knowledge. They started with discipline, belief, and the debt snowball. Here's the thing. Your story can be just like theirs. You don't need a higher income, a financial degree, or a lottery ticket. You need focus, sacrifice, and a plan. The debt snowball works because it keeps you emotionally engaged. With every debt you knock out, your confidence grows. And that momentum is priceless. So here's your challenge. What's the first debt you'll knock out? And how will it feel to say goodbye to it forever? Take a moment and visualize it. Picture that credit card statement with a zero balance. Imagine making the final payment on your car loan. Feel the weight lifting off your shoulders as you take back control of your paycheck. It starts with that first step. List your debts. Get intense. Attack the smallest one. And don't stop until every single debt, except your mortgage, is gone. Section 5. Baby Step 3. Fully Funded Emergency Fund. Congratulations! If you've made it to Baby Step 3, you've already done what most people only dream about. You've paid off your non-mortgage debt, and your money is finally working for you, not for banks and lenders. But here's the truth. Getting out of debt is just the beginning. Now, it's time to build real protection around your life, your family, and your financial future. That protection comes in the form of your fully funded emergency fund, saving 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. Let's be honest, life is unpredictable. It doesn't matter how careful you are or how well you plan. Emergencies will happen. The car breaks down. A medical issue arises. You lose your job. Most people experience financial panic when those moments hit because they've got nothing set aside. But when you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, emergencies don't have to turn into disasters. That's the heart of Baby Step 3. Building a cushion big enough to protect your family from life's unexpected storms. We're not talking about a rainy day fund for pizza or shopping sprees. This is your safety net. The money that keeps the lights on, the rent paid, the groceries stocked, and the stress low when life hits hard. Think about it. Imagine knowing that even if the worst happens, your family is covered for months. You won't have to swipe a credit card. You won't have to borrow money from family or friends. You won't have to panic. That's the peace that comes with a fully funded emergency fund. So, how much do you need? The rule is simple. Save 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. Not income, but expenses. Sit down and calculate what it costs to run your household each month. Rent or mortgage, utilities, food, insurance, gas, childcare, and other necessities. Multiply that number by 3 for the minimum, and 6 for maximum peace of mind. For some, that might be $10,000. For others, $25,000 or more. It depends on your lifestyle, your income, and your unique needs. But don't let the numbers overwhelm you. Remember, you've already built momentum from paying off debt. You know how to budget, save, and stay disciplined. This is just your next mission. Now, let's talk about how to build that fund practically and efficiently. First, automate your savings. Set up a direct transfer from your checking account to your emergency savings account every payday. Even small amounts add up over time, and automation removes the temptation to spend that money elsewhere. Next, look for ways to cut expenses temporarily. Maybe it's eating out less, canceling unused subscriptions, or scaling back on entertainment for a season. You've already made sacrifices to pay off debt. You can make a few more to secure your financial foundation. Also, celebrate small wins along the way. Each time you hit a new milestone, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, take a moment to recognize your progress. Saving for an emergency fund isn't always exciting, but peace of mind is worth every dollar saved. Now let me share a real-life story that shows exactly why this step matters. Meet Amanda, a single mom with 2 young kids. After going through the total money makeover, she paid off her credit cards, car loan, and student loans. She was finally debt-free, and she hustled to build her fully funded emergency fund, setting aside 4 months of expenses, about $15,000. Just 6 months after hitting that goal, Amanda's company downsized and she lost her job. In the past, that would have sent her spiraling, scrambling for money, using credit cards, or borrowing from relatives. But not this time. Amanda stayed calm, dipped into her emergency fund, and covered her expenses without missing a beat. She used that financial cushion to pay her bills, keep her kids fed, and buy herself time to search for a new job. Within 3 months, she found a better-paying position with more stability, and her emergency fund was still mostly intact. That's the power of being prepared. Emergencies didn't derail her life. They became just another challenge she could handle with confidence. I want you to picture that level of security for yourself. Imagine the confidence of knowing your family is protected for months. What does that peace feel like? How would it change your stress levels? How would it impact your ability to take risks, make decisions, and enjoy life without constant financial anxiety? That peace is what you're working toward in baby step 3. It's not just about the money sitting in the bank, it's about the freedom, security, and control it represents. Here's what I want you to do. 1. Calculate your number. Figure out your essential monthly expenses and multiply that by 3 to 6. That's your target. 2. Open a separate account. Keep your emergency fund separate from your daily checking account, so you're not tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. 3. Automate and adjust. Set up automatic savings and adjust your budget to funnel extra money toward building that fund. 4. Stay focused. It's easy to lose momentum after paying off debt, but remember, the emergency fund is your shield against going backwards. Once your emergency fund is fully funded, you've achieved a level of financial peace most people never experience. You're not living in fear of the next crisis. You're prepared. And that, my friend, is a massive step toward true financial freedom. Section 6. Baby Step 4. Invest 15% of your income for retirement. You've done the hard work. You've shifted your mindset, defeated your debt, and built a fully funded emergency fund. You're no longer living paycheck to paycheck, and you finally have control over your money. But here's the next big question. What are you doing to secure your future? Baby Step 4 is where you stop just surviving and start building real, lasting wealth by investing 15% of your income for retirement. Let's be clear, retirement isn't just about quitting your job. It's about freedom. It's about reaching a place in life where your money works for you, not the other way around. It's about ensuring your future self, the person you'll be 10, 20, 30 years from now, has dignity, security, and peace of mind. Sadly, most people never get there. They reach retirement age with nothing but Social Security and regret. Why? Because they never made investing a priority. They believed the myth that investing is complicated, risky, or only for the wealthy. But the truth is, ordinary people become millionaires every single day by following a simple, consistent plan. And it starts with Baby Step 4. The principle is simple. Invest 15% of your gross income for retirement. Not 5%, not whatever's left over, but a full 15%. Because your future matters that much. Think of it this way. If you're willing to work hard for your paycheck today, You should be working just as hard to ensure your future self is taken care of. So, how do you do it? Start with your employer-sponsored retirement plans, like a 401k or 403b. If your company offers a match, take full advantage of it. That's free money, and it's one of the easiest ways to accelerate your wealth-building journey. After contributing enough to get the match, focus on Roth IRAs or traditional IRAs, depending on your income and tax situation. Dave Ramsey recommends focusing your retirement investments on growth stock mutual funds. Why? Because, over the long haul, growth mutual funds have historically provided strong returns and are a proven tool for building wealth. Diversify across 4 categories: growth, growth and income, aggressive growth, and international funds. This keeps your portfolio balanced and reduces risk while positioning you for solid long-term gains. But here's the key: consistency. Investing isn't about chasing the next hot stock or reacting emotionally to market fluctuations. It's about steady, disciplined contributions month after month, year after year, regardless of what the headlines say. Markets will rise and fall, but long-term disciplined investors build wealth. Need proof? Let me tell you about Marcus, an ordinary guy with an extraordinary future. Marcus started his total money makeover in his late 20s. After getting out of debt and saving his emergency fund, he committed to investing 15% of his income for retirement. At first, it felt small, just a few $100s a month. But he stuck with it. He invested through his company's 401k and opened a Roth IRA, focusing on solid, long-term mutual funds. Fast forward 25 years. Marcus never made 6 figures. He didn't inherit wealth, but through consistent investing and compound growth, he built a retirement account worth over $1.2 million. He's now in his 50s, with the freedom to work because he wants to, not because he has to. His future is secure, and his peace of mind is priceless. That's the power of baby step 4. You don't need to be wealthy to start, but you'll never build wealth if you don't start. Small, consistent sacrifices today can lead to massive rewards tomorrow. Think about it. What small sacrifices today will allow you to retire with wealth and peace? Maybe it's driving your car a few more years instead of upgrading. Maybe it's packing lunch instead of eating out daily. Maybe it's saying no to things now so you can say yes to freedom later. Imagine reaching your retirement years without stress, without fear, and without relying on anyone else. Imagine having the resources to travel, enjoy life, and bless others. That's what this step is all about: preparing for your future with intention. So, here's what I want you to do. 1. Calculate 15% of your gross income. That's your monthly investment target. 2. Contribute to your employer's retirement plan, especially if there's a match. 3. Open and fund a Roth IRA or traditional IRA if needed. 4. Focus on growth mutual funds, diversified across categories. 5. Stay consistent, no matter what the markets do. Remember, wealth isn't built overnight. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision. Baby step 4 is your blueprint for building the future you deserve. Section 7. Baby step 5. Save for your children's college. Let's talk about one of the greatest gifts you can give your children: the opportunity to start their adult lives without the crushing weight of student loan debt. Baby step 5 of the Total Money Makeover is all about setting your kids up for success by saving for their college education the smart way. It's not just about helping them afford tuition. It's about breaking the cycle of generational debt and giving them the freedom to start adulthood on the right foot. For decades, society has treated student loans as an inevitable part of higher education. We've been sold the idea that debt is an investment, and that going tens of thousands of dollars into the red is simply the price of a college degree. But here's the truth. Student loans can haunt your children for decades. They delay financial independence, home ownership, family planning, and wealth building. And worse, they teach the next generation that living in debt is normal. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to change the narrative. You can help your kids pursue higher education without dragging the ball and chain of debt into their future. Baby step 5 isn't about spoiling your kids, it's about preparation, intention, and leadership. The first step is to understand the best tools available for saving for college. Two of the most effective options are the Education Savings Account, ESA, and the 529 College Savings Plan. Let's start with the ESA, often referred to as a Coverdell ESA. It's a tax-advantaged savings account specifically for education expenses. You can contribute up to $2,000 per year per child, and the money grows tax-free as long as it's used for qualified education expenses like tuition, books, or room and board. The ESA offers flexibility and the potential for strong growth when invested in mutual funds. Next, there's the 529 College Savings Plan. This plan allows you to contribute larger amounts, making it ideal if you're starting later or aiming to save significantly. Like the ESA, the money grows tax-free for qualified education expenses. Many states offer tax advantages, and you can invest the funds in mutual funds or other options depending on the plan. Both tools have their benefits, and you can use them together. The key is to start early, stay consistent, and keep the long game in mind. The earlier you begin saving, the more time compound growth has to work in your favor. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. College is so expensive. There's no way I can save enough to cover the whole thing. And that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even partial savings can dramatically reduce your child's need for loans. Plus, when you combine your savings with scholarships, grants, part-time work, and affordable school choices, a debt-free education becomes much more attainable. Let me share a real-life story that proves this works. Meet Jason and Melissa, parents of 2 kids, Ethan and Sophia. When they first discovered the Total Money Makeover, they were drowning in debt and had no savings for their kids' education. But they got serious, paid off their debt, built their emergency fund, started investing for retirement, and began contributing to ESAs for both kids. It wasn't easy. They made sacrifices, fewer vacations, driving used cars, and sticking to a strict budget. But they stayed consistent, contributing $2,000 per year per child, and invested in growth mutual funds within the ESAs. They also encouraged their kids to excel academically, apply for scholarships, and consider in-state colleges. Fast forward to today, Ethan just graduated debt-free, and Sophia is on track to do the same. Jason and Melissa didn't win the lottery. They didn't have massive incomes. They simply followed the plan, stayed disciplined, and prioritized their children's future. Can you imagine how different your child's future would look without the burden of student loans? Picture them graduating college with options, not weighed down by monthly payments or years of financial stress. They could start saving for their first home, launch their career, build wealth early, or even start their own business. That's the power of baby step 5. And beyond the financial aspect, you're teaching your children an invaluable lesson about intentional living, responsibility, and the importance of preparation. You're showing them that debt doesn't have to be their default setting, and that building a strong financial foundation is possible with the right mindset and plan. So, here's your action plan. 1. Research ESAs and 529 plans. Choose the option, or combination, that fits your family's goals. 2. Start small if needed. Even $50 a month adds up over time. The key is consistency. 3. Involve your children in the process. Teach them about scholarships, affordable school choices, and working during college. 4. Celebrate progress along the way. Every dollar saved is a dollar your child won't have to borrow. Remember, baby step 5 is about preparation, not pressure. You've already laid the groundwork by eliminating your debt and securing your own financial stability. Now, you're extending that legacy to your children, giving them a head start in life without the anchor of student loans. Section 8. Baby Step 6. Pay off your mortgage early. Imagine waking up in the morning, walking through your home and knowing that every square inch of it, every brick, every tile, every corner, belongs entirely to you. No payments hanging over your head, no bank with a claim to your property. Just pure, unfiltered ownership. That's the heart of baby step 6. Pay off your mortgage early and experience a level of freedom most people only dream about. Let's be honest. The mortgage is the biggest monthly expense for most families. It's a massive financial weight that keeps people tied to their jobs, restricts their flexibility, and delays true wealth building. Society has normalized carrying a mortgage for 15, 20, even 30 years, as if debt has to be a life sentence. But it doesn't. Paying off your home early is possible, and the freedom it brings is life-changing. Think about it. Once your mortgage is gone, your largest expense disappears. That means more money stays in your pocket. Money you can use to invest, save, give generously, travel, or pursue passions you've put on hold. It's about financial peace, security, and control. So, why do so many people hesitate to tackle their mortgage early? You've probably heard the arguments. The interest rate is low, you're better off investing the extra money, or it's normal to have a mortgage for decades. But here's the truth. Debt, any debt, limits your freedom. And the emotional and financial peace that comes from owning your home outright outweighs any theoretical returns from dragging out payments. Paying off your home early isn't just about math. It's about mindset. It's about building true wealth and eliminating financial stress. When you don't owe anyone for your home, your options open up. You're no longer working to make payments. You're working to build a legacy. So, how do you attack the mortgage effectively? The approach is simple, but requires discipline and consistency. Start by making extra principal payments whenever possible. Even small amounts add up significantly over time. Round up your payments, throw bonuses or tax refunds at the mortgage, and commit to living below your means so you can free up cash to crush the debt. Some people choose to refinance to a shorter loan term, like a 15-year mortgage, to accelerate the process and save on interest. But whether you stick to your current loan or refinance, the key is consistent, intentional extra payments toward the principal. Every dollar you send in above your regular payment chips away at the balance and brings you closer to complete ownership. Let me share an inspiring story that shows exactly how powerful this step can be. Meet Sarah and Daniel, a young couple with 2 kids, a modest income, and a big dream: to own their home free and clear. When they started the Total Money Makeover, they had already paid off their consumer debt, built their emergency fund, and were investing for retirement. But the mortgage still loomed over them, a $210,000 balance that felt impossible to conquer. Most of their friends and family told them to relax, pay it off over 30 years, and enjoy life. But Sarah and Daniel wanted more than normal. They wanted freedom. So, they made a bold decision. They cut expenses, drove used cars, skipped expensive vacations, and funneled every spare dollar into their mortgage. They sold unused furniture, picked up extra shifts, and stayed laser-focused on their goal. At first, progress was slow, but over time the snowball effect kicked in. As their income grew, they increased their extra payments. They celebrated small milestones, the balance dropping below $200,000, then $150,000, then $100,000. 5 years after they started, Sarah and Daniel walked into their bank with the final payment in hand. Tears streamed down their faces as they signed the papers. Their mortgage was gone. Their home was 100% theirs. The impact was immediate and life-changing. With no mortgage payment, they dramatically increased their retirement investments, saved for their kids' college, and had the financial freedom to travel, pursue hobbies, and give generously to causes they cared about. But beyond the numbers, they had peace, knowing that no matter what happened, they'd always have a roof over their heads that no one could take away. That's the kind of freedom Baby Step 6 offers. It's not just financial, it's emotional, psychological, and practical. It's the ability to breathe, to dream bigger, to live life on your terms. Now I want you to pause and reflect. Picture your life with no mortgage. What would you do with that freedom? Would you retire early? Travel the world? Give more to your community? Start a business? Sleep better at night knowing your home is truly yours? It starts with a decision. The decision to stop believing the lie that debt is forever. You've already proven you can handle your finances with discipline. You've paid off debt, saved for emergencies, invested for retirement, and perhaps even started saving for your children's education. Paying off your mortgage is the next natural step in your financial transformation. Here's your challenge. 1. Review your mortgage details: balance, interest rate, and term. 2. Start making extra principal payments, even small ones. 3. Allocate bonuses, tax refunds, and side hustle income toward the mortgage. 4. Celebrate milestones. Each time your balance drops significantly, recognize your progress. 5. Stay consistent, knowing that every dollar gets you closer to complete freedom. Section 9. Baby Step 7. Build wealth and give. You've fought the hard battles, paid off debt, built your emergency fund, invested for retirement, saved for your children's education, and even paid off your home. Now, you've arrived at the final and most fulfilling stage of the total money makeover. Baby Step 7. Build wealth and give. This step isn't just the end of your financial journey. It's the beginning of your legacy. Think about it. You've spent years being intentional, disciplined, and focused. You've sacrificed. You've said no to a lot so you could say yes to freedom. And now, you're in a position most people only dream about: a life free from payments, stress, and financial chaos. But Baby Step 7 isn't just about enjoying your wealth. It's about using it to make a difference. The final principle is simple. True financial success isn't measured by how much you can accumulate. It's measured by your ability to bless others, create impact, and leave a legacy. Wealth isn't just about luxury. It's about options, generosity, and transforming lives, starting with your own and extending to your family, your community, and beyond. When you have wealth, you have options. You can work because you want to, not because you have to. You can travel, pursue passions, take care of your health, and enjoy life without the constant worry of money. But beyond that, wealth allows you to give. Generosity becomes your new way of life, and there's no greater feeling than being able to help someone in need without hesitation. Here's the reality. Most people never get to experience this level of peace and purpose with money because they stay trapped in the debt cycle. But not you. You've done the hard work. You've walked the baby steps. Now it's time to reap the rewards and create lasting impact. So how do you apply baby step 7 practically? First, keep investing. Just because you've reached this stage doesn't mean you stop growing your wealth. Continue contributing to retirement accounts, explore real estate, and look for smart, conservative ways to grow your net worth. Wealth isn't built and forgotten. It requires ongoing stewardship. Second, live generously. This is where life gets fun. You can give freely, whether it's tithing, supporting local charities, funding scholarships, or helping a struggling friend or family member. Giving transforms lives, including your own. It breaks the grip of greed, deepens your purpose, and creates ripples of change in the world. Finally, focus on legacy. This isn't just about money. It's about values, lessons, and impact passed down to the next generation. Teach your children and grandchildren the principles of financial peace. Model generosity. Show them that true success isn't just about wealth. It's about wisdom and service. Let me share a powerful example of how Baby Step 7 transforms lives. Meet the Parkers, James and Michelle, a couple who once struggled with overwhelming debt and financial stress. They discovered the Total Money Makeover, followed the baby steps, and over the years became completely debt-free, built significant wealth, and paid off their home. But they didn't stop there. With their newfound financial freedom, they turned their focus outward. They started a scholarship fund for underprivileged students in their community, ensuring others could access higher education without the burden of debt. They funded clean water projects overseas. They mentored young couples, teaching them how to manage money wisely and break free from the cycle of poverty. And the impact? It's generational. Families in their community are breaking free from debt. Students are graduating without loans. Lives are being changed, not because James and Michelle are billionaires, but because they understood that wealth is a tool for impact, not just personal comfort. Imagine that for yourself. What kind of impact could you make when you're financially free? Who could you help? What dreams could you fund? What burdens could you lift for others? This isn't just theory. It's reality when you stay the course. You've already proven you have the discipline, focus, and grit to transform your financial life. Now, it's about multiplying that success outward. Here's your Baby Step 7 challenge. 1. Stay consistent with investments. Keep growing your wealth with intentional, smart decisions. 2. Live generously. Give to causes you believe in, support your community, and create opportunities for others. 3. Build your legacy. Teach your family the principles of financial peace, responsibility, and generosity. 4. Dream. Bigger. With your financial foundation secure, explore the passions, projects, and adventures that once felt out of reach. Remember, the goal isn't to die with piles of money. The goal is to live with purpose, give with joy, and leave a legacy that echoes far beyond your lifetime. Baby Step 7 is about arriving at financial peace, then using your blessings to bless others. It's where wealth meets meaning, and where your financial journey transforms into a life of freedom, fulfillment, and generosity. You've done the work. You've earned this. Now, go out there and change your life and the world around you. Section 10. Overcoming setbacks and staying motivated. Let's get real for a moment. The journey to financial freedom isn't smooth sailing. It's not a straight line, and it's certainly not perfect. No matter how disciplined or determined you are, life happens. Unexpected expenses pop up. Motivation fades. Emergencies arise. You might lose momentum, make mistakes, or even feel like giving up. But here's the truth. The only thing that guarantees failure is quitting. Perseverance, on the other hand, guarantees success. Overcoming setbacks and staying motivated is a critical, often overlooked part of the total money makeover. Dave Ramsey doesn't sugarcoat it. This process is simple, but it's not always easy. If you expect the journey to be flawless, you'll be discouraged the first time you hit a bump. But if you go in knowing setbacks are part of the process, you're equipped to push through and come out stronger. Setbacks come in many forms. Maybe your car breaks down right after you build your $1,000 emergency fund. Maybe a medical bill hits while you're attacking debt. Maybe you fall back into old spending habits or face an income loss just as you start making progress. It's frustrating. It can feel like life is working against you. But I want you to hear this. Setbacks aren't a sign you've failed. They're a test of your resilience, your commitment, and your vision for a better future. The key is how you respond. Do you throw in the towel, tell yourself the plan doesn't work, and slide back into financial chaos? Or do you dust yourself off, refocus, and keep moving forward? The people who win with money aren't the ones who never stumble. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. They adjust, learn, and recommit every time life knocks them sideways. So, how do you stay motivated during tough times? Here are 3 powerful strategies. 1. Join a supportive community. One of the most effective ways to stay on track is to surround yourself with like-minded people who share your goals. Whether it's an online group, a local financial class, or friends walking the same journey, community keeps you accountable. When you hear stories of others paying off debt, building emergency funds, or reaching milestones, it reminds you that success is possible. Their energy fuels yours, and their encouragement can be the push you need to stay in the fight. 2. Celebrate progress, not just perfection. It's easy to focus on how far you still have to go and lose sight of how far you've come. Every debt you pay off, every dollar you save, every wise decision you make is a victory. Don't wait until you're completely debt-free or your emergency fund is fully built to celebrate. Those small wins keep your motivation alive and remind you that progress is happening even if it feels slow. 3. Revisit your why. When setbacks hit, it's tempting to forget why you started. But your why is your anchor. Maybe it's providing security for your family, breaking generational cycles of poverty, retiring with dignity, or giving generously. Whatever it is, keep that vision front and center. Write it down. Post it on your mirror. Visualize your future self living without financial stress. That why fuels perseverance when motivation fades. Let me share a real-life story to show you how setbacks don't define your outcome. How staying the course leads to victory. Meet Carla, a single mom working 2 jobs, determined to change her financial future. She discovered the total money makeover and dove in head first, budgeting, saving, paying off debt. For months, she made incredible progress. Her emergency fund was growing, and she'd wiped out her first few debts. But then, life hit hard. Her car broke down, wiping out her emergency fund. Shortly after, unexpected medical bills arrived for her son. The financial momentum she built felt like it vanished overnight. Carla was devastated. She questioned if the plan worked, if she had what it takes, if she'd ever be financially free. But instead of giving up, Carla leaned on her support system. She connected with a financial accountability group, shared her struggles, and got encouragement. They reminded her setbacks happen, but quitting wasn't an option. She rebuilt her emergency fund even faster than before. She kept chipping away at her debt, celebrated every small victory, and reminded herself daily why she was fighting. For her son's future, for peace of mind, for freedom. Today, Carla is completely debt-free. She's building wealth, saving for her son's education, and even giving back to others walking the same road. Her story proves setbacks don't have to derail your journey. They can strengthen your resolve. Now, I want to turn the spotlight on you. What's your biggest obstacle, and how will you conquer it? Maybe it's discouragement after an unexpected expense. Maybe it's a loss of motivation because the journey feels long. Maybe it's fear, self-doubt, or comparing your progress to others. Whatever it is, acknowledge it, but refuse to let it define your outcome. Your future is too important to surrender to temporary setbacks. Remember this: you've already taken the hardest step. You've chosen change. You've declared that your financial future matters. Setbacks may slow you down, but they can't stop you unless you let them. So, stay the course. Lean into community. Celebrate every bit of progress. Reignite your why. You are stronger than your obstacles, and your financial freedom is worth every challenge along the way. In the next and final section, we'll wrap up this journey with a powerful reminder of everything you've learned, and how your life can be completely transformed by applying these steps. But for now, take a deep breath, recommit to your vision, and remember, setbacks don't stop finishers. You're still in the race. Keep going. You've got this. Section 11. Conclusion and Call to Action. You've made it to the end of this journey, and what a journey it's been. Over the past several sections, we've walked through the complete system of the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, one step at a time. You've learned how to change your mindset, destroy debt, protect yourself with an emergency fund, invest for your future, set your children up for success, pay off your home, and finally, build wealth and give generously. You've discovered that financial freedom isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's available to anyone willing to follow the proven path with discipline, focus, and a little grit. But beyond the practical steps, beyond the numbers and strategies, there's a deeper message I want you to hold on to. You deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve control over your life. Let those words sink in. For too long, maybe you've been stuck in a cycle of stress, living paycheck to paycheck, feeling like money controls you instead of the other way around. Maybe you've believed the lie that debt is normal, that struggle is inevitable, that financial peace is out of reach. But I'm here to tell you, that ends today. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You have the power to change your story. You have the ability to rewrite your financial future, no matter where you're starting from. And it starts with one small but life-changing decision. Commit to baby step 1 today. That first $1,000 in an emergency fund? It's more than money. It's momentum. It's proof that you can take control, that you can protect yourself, that you can do hard things. From there, every step builds on the last. Paying off debt gives you your paycheck back. Saving fully funded emergencies creates peace of mind. Investing secures your future. Giving creates legacy. But don't let this just be another video you watch, nod your head, and forget 5 minutes later. Let this be the spark that ignites real action. Change isn't just possible. It's waiting for you. Your total money makeover starts the moment you decide to believe that your life can be different. I know this process isn't easy. You'll face resistance from yourself, from people around you, from life itself. but remember the stories we've shared. Ordinary people, single moms, young couples, families just like yours, have transformed their finances, not because they had special advantages, but because they committed to the process and refused to quit. You can be the next success story. You can be the person who breaks the chains of debt, who builds wealth, who gives generously, who looks back one day and says, "That was the moment everything changed." So here's my challenge to you. Right now, 1. Start baby step 1. Today. Even if it's $50, start saving for that $1,000 emergency fund. 2. Believe that change is possible. Even if your situation feels hopeless, remember, it's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. 3. Take action, no matter how small. Progress compounds. Every good decision builds momentum. And if this message has resonated with you, if you've learned something valuable today, please don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, it helps more people discover this life-changing content. Comment below and share your favorite insight, your biggest takeaway, or the first step you're going to take. I want to hear your story, your struggles, your victories. Share this video with a friend, family member, or co-worker who needs hope. A reminder that financial freedom is within reach. And subscribe to this channel for more life-changing book summaries, powerful insights, and practical steps to help you build the life you deserve. Because here's the truth. You're not alone in this. We're in this together. This community, this movement, this mission. It's about lifting each other up, sharing knowledge, and creating real transformation. One person, one family, one life at a time. Let me leave you with this final encouragement. Your total money makeover starts now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. It starts with belief, with action, with the decision to stop settling for financial stress and start creating financial peace. You've got this. You are capable. You are worthy. And your best financial days are ahead of you. Let's rewrite your financial story together. Thank you for watching. Stay motivated, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.